Welcome to Game Set Smash, where blowing things up is habit and tennis tea is spilled. Marketa Vondrousova faces a 4-year ban, Carlos Alcaraz withdraws from Roland Garros, and Patrick McEnroe needs to get his act together. Let's get this show started. Welcome to Game Set Smash. I'm your host, Leah Davidov, the brains behind and the beauty of this magical show in front of you. This week, we find out that Marketa Vondrousova is charged for a doping violation. Not for anything scandalous like meth. I'm looking at you, Gonzalo Oliveira. Oliveira? Who cares? You took meth. But rather for refusing to take the test. On the day of missing the test, she didn't even realize that she missed it. She shares on social media that an unidentified person rang her doorbell late at night asking to come into her hotel room without properly identifying himself or following testing protocol. Like any sane person would do, she denied entry to her hotel room from this mysterious late-night visitor. Turns out he was there to draw blood, urine, and other medical samples, and even weirder request to ask of someone in the middle of the night. She faces up to a 4-year ban from tennis from this misunderstanding. In the meantime, Carlos Alcaraz voluntarily bans himself from Roland Garros, withdrawing from the French Open with a wrist injury. Looks like we can start placing those bets on Jannik Sinner's next slam. In other news, ATP Tour opens its first retail store in Madrid. First ATP Fantasy, now ATP Retail. What's next? ATP Grooming? You know what I didn't need this week? Patrick McEnroe opening his mouth on college tennis. He believes college tennis should limit international players and focus on developing domestic talent. Add this to his comment not too long ago about believing himself to be better than Aryna Sabalenka, i.e. believing he can take her in a match, and you've got yourself one irritated talk show host. It's time to restore order in the court, specifically where Patrick McEnroe is concerned. Please enjoy this week's segment, Order in the Court, where I roast our dear friend Patrick McEnroe because I've just about had enough. So Patrick looks at college tennis and thinks, you know what's holding us back? Too much talent. That's a bold stance, basically arguing that competition should come with a passport check and a comfort zone. Framing it as developing domestic talent is cute though. That's like saying you only want to get stronger by lifting lighter weights. The whole point of college athletics is to face the best competition possible, not to create a carefully curated bubble where nobody gets outplayed by someone with a different accent. Ironic that Patrick thinks he can handle Aryna Sabalenka when his development plan limits the competition. Maybe the issue isn't the international players. Maybe it's that Patrick's idea of growth stops the moment things get challenging for his dear American tennis players. And taking on Sabalenka, talk about challenging! Challenging Sabalenka to a tennis match is like bringing a pool noodle to a sword fight and expecting applause. This isn't a match, it's a scheduled life lesson. Patrick's about to discover new meanings of love in tennis, specifically the amount of points he's scoring. I admire the confidence though. It takes real courage to step out on a court knowing you're going to be chasing the balls more than actually hitting them. Meanwhile, Sabalenka wouldn't be preparing for a match, she'd be preparing for a highlight reel. Probably warming up some trick shots and wondering if she should play left-handed just to keep things interesting. All in all, I hope Patrick discovers that the best way to develop his domestic talent is not by limiting the competition, it's by getting comfortable being outplayed in it. And you can bet I'll be front row to Sabalenka outplaying him. Humbling, yes, but also kind of the whole point that you'd think a 60-year-old professional tennis retiree would have comprehended by now. And that, my friends, is how you put order in the court. Courtroom adjourned. Let's head over to our musical guest while I cool down. Madrid continues on this week in España, And so too does our smashing fiesta. Last week we smashed sangria, and this time around we've got a little tennis tapas action to absolutely destroy. Let's smash these lovely little tennis ball tapas with our very own mini tennis racket.